Look closely. This faint, blurry spot in the Martian sky might just rewrite everything we know about our universe. A brand new image of 3I Atlas just dropped, and it's got scientists completely baffled. It turns out sunlight acts in a way around this object that breaks every rule we thought we knew. It's unlike anything we've ever seen or even imagined. This is the story of the most mysterious interstellar object ever observed. Before we get started, kindly like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel for more outer space videos. Take a look at this image. It was snapped by NASA's Perseverance rover, using its Mastcam Z camera on the surface of Mars. At first, it looks like just a faint blurry spot in the Martian sky, but that tiny smudge marks something incredible. That's the spot where scientists predicted the mysterious interstellar object known as 3I Atlas would appear. This is the first time ever we've seen 3I Atlas from this close. In the image, it's barely visible, just a soft glow beside a cluster of stars, each about as dim as magnitude 8. But that faint light might be a glimpse of something that came from beyond our solar system. And that's not all. Another set of data captured movement in the Martian sky, something drifting exactly where 3I Atlas should be. Scientists believe that motion belongs to the interstellar visitor itself. Interestingly, this picture wasn't even taken at its closest approach to Mars. Perseverance caught it a full day before that moment. The real close-up view? That could only come from Mars orbiters. But because of NASA's current shutdown issues, it might be a while before we see those detailed images. Even so, Perseverance recorded some strange activity on the Martian surface during 3I Atlas's flyby. Dust devils whipping around the rover and a massive dust storm forming on the horizon. As for the comet's tail, it's not visible here. It was simply too faint to capture. Scientists have been buzzing about a strange new visitor in our solar system, a comet that refuses to play by the usual rules. Unlike most comets, this one didn't show off a bright, sweeping tail. It was practically invisible at first, a mysterious traveler gliding through space without its trademark glow. But as it drew closer to Mars, something changed. A faint, razor-thin tail began to form, still much dimmer and narrower than anything astronomers had ever seen before. Some early, unconfirmed images of the object, now named 3I Atlas, suggest it stretched out in shape, looking eerily similar to the first known interstellar object, Oumuamua, rather than the more typical Comet 2I Borisov. Then, on October 3rd, 3I Atlas made a close pass by Mars, just about 0.19 astronomical units, or roughly 28 million kilometers away. It's now hurtling through space at a mind-blowing 200,000 miles per hour, racing toward its closest approach to the Sun, known as its perihelion. But here's where things took an unexpected twist. Astronomers think the comet may have been struck by a coronal mass ejection. An enormous burst of charged particles blasted out from the Sun. Right after that solar outburst, 3I Atlas suddenly vanished from sight. The combination of the Sun's glare and the comet's growing distance made it nearly impossible to detect. To make matters worse, Earth's orbit has shifted in the opposite direction, putting us at an even tougher angle to spot it. So for now, 3I Atlas is gone, invisible until later this year. But just when experts thought they had it all figured out, new observations threw everything back into question. Recent data hint at strange, unexplained changes in the comet's structure and the way it reflects light, anomalies that don't fit our current understanding of how comets behave. Could 3I Atlas be hiding secrets from beyond our solar system? Astronomers are watching closely, and the mystery is only deepening. Astronomers have just pulled off something incredible. They've made the first ever polarimetric observations of the interstellar comet 3I Atlas. and what they discovered is unlike anything seen before. So, what does that actually mean? When sunlight travels through space and hits a comet, it doesn't simply bounce back like a flashlight off a mirror. Instead, the light scatters, bouncing off countless tiny dust grains and ice particles surrounding the comet. Each of those particles acts like a microscopic mirror, twisting and reshaping the light as it goes. Now here's where things get really interesting. When that scattered light interacts with the dust and gas around a comet, it can become more organized. The light waves, normally moving in random directions, start to align. This process is called polarization. By studying how much the light becomes polarized and the direction of that polarization, astronomers can actually decode what the comet's made of, whether its surface is rough or smooth, whether the particles are icy, rocky, or a mix of both, and even how big or small those particles are. It's like reading a comet's fingerprint, hidden in its light. Usually, when scientists observe comets, they notice a predictable pattern. At wide viewing angles, the light tends to show positive polarization, and at smaller angles, it flips to negative polarization. But when astronomers turned their instruments toward 3I Atlas, what they saw broke the rules. The comet's negative polarization wasn't just noticeable, it was off the charts, far stronger than anything ever recorded in a comet before. This strange behavior suggests that 3I Atlas might not just be another frozen wanderer from deep space. It could be carrying secrets about the raw materials that make up entire star systems. And whatever it's made of, it's clearly not like anything we've seen in our own cosmic neighborhood. What astronomers found next was nothing short of shocking. The results suggested that the dust surrounding 3I Atlas isn't anything like the dust we see in comets from our own solar system. These particles might be rougher, more jagged, or made of strange materials that are rare, or maybe even completely unknown here on Earth. This marks the first time ever that scientists have observed such unusual behavior in an interstellar object. Over the years, astronomers have studied dozens of comets, both local ones born in our solar system and the few mysterious visitors from beyond, but none of them have shown anything quite like this. The polarimetric signature of 3I Atlas stands completely alone. Its extreme negative polarization, measured at -2.77% at a phase angle of just 6.4 degrees, is unlike anything ever recorded in any known comet. That strange reading tells us something remarkable. 3I Atlas likely didn't form under the same conditions as comets here. It may have originated in a totally different kind of environment, perhaps deep within another star system, or even out near the frozen edges of our own, where temperatures plunge and ices form unlike anywhere else. Even more astonishing, scientists believe 3I Atlas is older than our entire solar system. Their studies suggest it could have come from the inner regions of our galaxy, making it not just another cosmic visitor, but one of the most ancient and mysterious travelers ever to drift through our celestial neighborhood. Who knows what secrets this ancient wanderer is carrying, or what it could teach us about how worlds are born in the far reaches of the galaxy. Just when astronomers thought 3I Atlas couldn't get any stranger, it did. In a surprising twist, scientists have now detected an unusual chemical mix surrounding the interstellar object, one that doesn't match any known comet from our solar system. Even more astonishing, the environment around 3I Atlas seems shockingly similar to the atmosphere and surface conditions of Mars. That discovery changes everything. It suggests this object didn't form in the icy outskirts of a star system, like most comets do. Instead, it may have originated from a planetary surface, possibly from a world with conditions a lot like Mars itself. But that's not all. Observers have noticed that 3I Atlas seems to glow in strange, unpredictable ways, unlike any ordinary comet. That glow could be a warning sign. As it gets closer to the sun, the heat might cause it to vaporize rapidly, or even shatter into fragments when it reaches its closest point, known as perihelion, and the mystery deepens. Scientists have also detected that 3I Atlas is shedding mass, surrounded by a visible cloud of gas. something comets often do. Normally, when a comet releases gas, that outflow acts like a set of tiny rocket boosters, pushing it slightly off its expected course. But not this time. Despite losing material, 3I Atlas isn't budging an inch from its trajectory. It's as if the gas is coming off, but the comet itself refuses to react, completely defying physics as we know it. Some researchers think this bizarre behavior could be the key to understanding what 3I Atlas really is. It may mean the object is far denser and heavier than anyone imagined, solid enough to resist the effects of its own outgassing. Early estimates already suggested it was a monster, at least 1,000 times more massive than any comet ever observed. But new data, that takes things to another level entirely. Recent studies now estimate its mass could exceed 33 billion tons. That's not just unusual, it's almost unimaginable for a natural comet. So what exactly is 3I Atlas? A chunk of a long-lost planet, a relic from another star system, or something entirely new to science? One thing's for sure, this mysterious traveler is rewriting the rules of what we thought we knew about the cosmos. Recently, Professor Avi Loeb, one of the most well-known voices in astrophysics, broke down all the bizarre findings about 3I Atlas into two main categories. In the first category, he placed the anomalies that might one day make sense with more data and deeper study. These include its massive size, that strange anti-tail, a faint jet of light stretching toward the sun instead of away from it, and an unusual forward jet of scattered sunlight, about 10 times longer than it is wide. Add to that its odd chemical makeup and the comet's strong negative polarization of light, and you've already got a pretty strange object. But then comes the second category, the mysteries that might never have a clear explanation. For starters, 3I Atlas's trajectory is almost perfectly aligned with the ecliptic plane, the same flat plane where all the planets orbit the sun, off by just 5 degrees. That's incredibly rare for an interstellar object that supposedly wandered in from deep space. Then there's its timing. The comet's path was perfectly aligned to pass unusually close to Mars, Venus, and Jupiter, as if its arrival had been precisely choreographed. And perhaps the most eyebrow-raising detail of all, the direction it came from matches within 9 degrees of the famous WOW signal, detected on August 15, 1977, a mysterious radio burst some once thought could have been a message from extraterrestrials. Professor Loeb argues that anyone insisting 3I Atlas is just another naturally formed comet has a lot of explaining to do, and that every one of these strange coincidences needs to make sense through purely natural causes. So, what do you think? Is 3I Atlas just a bizarre chunk of rock and ice from another star system? Or could it be something far more mysterious? That's all for today. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. We have more space videos for you. Stay curious, because space keeps getting weirder.